Let's take a sip from the cup of chance.
Morning, Gracie girl.
We're both so young, and baby, we've got time to face our fears, make our dreams come true. We both know what we want and what we've got to do. I don't know where the road will go, but baby, we can find out.
See, I just look like a coffee bean and you look cute.
You look like I look like a coffee bean.
You look like a cute coffee bean.
We coffee beans.
I feel like I get self-conscious about putting on masks because they're always so messy.
It's just that?
It's just that.
Okay, but look at these intense eyes. The stingy goes away. I don't feel the sting anymore, do you?
No, but I didn't really, ever.
Go beside B.
She's gonna eat us. What do you think? Look, she's trying to figure it out. You confused? You doing a confused? You want to introduce yourself? Do you have anything to plug?
I used to have a TikTok account. I got 18.
It was called Star Wars Holiday Special.
And then it was switched to I Love Grandmas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. What
Yeah. It was because I was made fun of for Star Wars Holiday Special.
What? And you weren't made fun of for I Love Grandmas?
No, you didn't know that's what it was.
Oh, I made fun of you for Star Wars Holiday Special.
But then I deleted it because my screen time was too high, but I stopped posting on it because I got 18K on a video and I realized I'd peaked and I wasn't going to do better than that on TikTok.
Yeah.
Can my teeth be your thumbnail?
Hey, Grace. She's a little shy.
She's showing you her fin.
She said, look at the butt.
Me too.
Lean in. It's only me.
Oh, sorry.
It's only your resident emoji.
Aw, you just wanted to curl in. Hug. Hug, hug.
I know where I'd rather be tonight. I know where I'd rather be tonight. Playing with fire with you. Playing with fire with you. I'm tired of being in love and on my own. I'm tired of being in love and all alone. So I'm playing with fire with you. I'm playing with fire with you.
I mean it. Look at that sunset. It's amazing.
Will you turn off the dining room light? Oh yeah, now we can see a whole lot better. Oh yeah. Absolutely incredible. I last minute had to change my flight because I was supposed to fly out today, which is Saturday, January 1st, from St. Louis to Atlanta, and there's like a big winter storm coming into St. Louis, and so literally Thursday I changed my flight to be 24 hours from whenever I was doing it, so yesterday, Friday, which also happened to be the same day that Zach was coming home, so it ended up working out. I made it to Atlanta. I keep checking now like the flight statuses of like my original flight to see if like it was a good idea to do or not, because you know I missed my last day with my family, with my little puppies, but I'm home safe and sound now. It's 2022. Happy New Year. Today's kind of all about like getting back on my feet, you know, getting things sorted out, ready to go, and then also, you know, doing the New Year things, reflecting on previous resolutions, starting new ones, revamping the old ones. I remember last year, and I'll kind of go into this whenever I go into those resolutions, but I remember last year I decided not to put any numbers on my resolutions because I had absolutely no idea what this year would look like, because I was kind of traumatized a little bit from 2020 when I had all of these big goals and dreams for myself, and obviously those got shut down a little bit. So I didn't put any numbers on them, so it'll be kind of interesting to reflect back and see like how the resolutions went. They're kind of more like intentions, like if I maintained the intention, and then we got some plans for 2022, so I'm excited. As I mentioned, last year I really didn't do like the resolutions as I had in the past. In the past, until 2020, as I said, I really had a set, like every month I would write specific goals for myself, and then every month I would like review the past month's goals, review my overall year goals, like see what progress I was making, and it was a very regimented system, and that really worked for me then. But then 2020, you know, just sucker punched all of us, and so I kind of changed it, and last year I made 2021 intentions more so than like actual numbers goals. And I actually made a video. It was actually one of my first videos about just resolutions for the new year, like my intentions that I was creating. And so I went back and rewatched that a few days ago to just kind of, I don't know, see and reflect and see like what I did this year, because I have reflected a bit on this year in previous videos, like I did in the reacting to my first YouTube video. If you want to watch that one, I kind of reflect on my self-growth and everything, because at this point last year I was moving back into Alabama for second semester after a real heck of a time first semester. I was pretty sad. I didn't feel very hopeful about my last semester. I felt really lonely. I had not been working out. I had not been prioritizing just like anything that was good for myself at all, and a lot of that was due to like the COVID pandemic, and then also just, you know, because it's a progressive loop of like when you're sad you don't do things to make you better, so you just start feeling more sad. But that's who I was, and I was starting my last semester before graduating my undergrad in social work from the University of Alabama, and I had no idea what grad school would look like this year. I had no idea where I'd be living. I had no idea, like no even inkling of a thought that I could move in with Zach. Like the fact that we were able to not do long distance anymore, move in, like I had no idea. Like if you talked to me at this time last year, which you like kind of can by going and watching the old videos, I would have never been able to picture that life is like it is right now. And a lot of the changes this year caused a lot of growth by force, and also just by, I think I'm learning myself better so that I can learn how to be better myself. And so these 21 intentions that I made, 21 intentions for 2021, it was really cute when I did it. I had 24 subscribers when I made this video, and I think it's kind of cool looking at them because a lot of them are things that even if I wasn't consciously revisiting them every month and making sure I was doing them, that did happen. And then like obviously there'll be some revamps for the new year too, but I wanted to prioritize activity, and I wanted there to be no 0 days in my like active self, because I think lots of times I figure if I don't have time for like a full hour workout, then it's not worth going to work out at all. And while I definitely did have 0 days this year, I think that implementing walks into my routine has really helped as a way to just like be active without needing to have like a full gym session to be active. And I definitely prioritize activity more this year than I had the previous year, which is cool, and I think played a huge role in improving my mental health, just because the gym is like a release for me. And if you are stressed or are feeling any type of emotion and it just stays in your body, then body feels it. Like your body keeps the score, if you've read that book. But exercise is one of the ways that can not only have like health benefits and like literal mental, physical, brain benefits, but it also can just release the stress of your everyday. And so I'm really glad that intention is one that I kept on to. My number 2 was learn to challenge yourself. I would argue that yes, I don't know if I need to go too much in detail. I feel like a lot of like the vlogs throughout this year and everything have showed me challenging myself this year. So yes. 3, stretch more often. I still don't do that. I need to get better at that. And every time I'm making goals, I always say I need to be better at that, and I don't do it. Number 4, drink water before coffee. I didn't do that. It'd still probably be good. I still need to be more hydrated, but I didn't do that. Number 5, create a sleep routine. Usually I'm in bed asleep by 9:30 every day whenever like I'm in the routine of school and everything, which I think is really good. However, that's right now. If you remember from January to April of this past year, I had to wake up at 3:30 every morning to go work. So that was a routine, but it was a little bit of a different one, and I was not running on a lot of sleep at all. And now I run on like 9 hours a night, and if I get less than that, I feel super tired. So I think my sleep is still something that's like healing. I wanted to eat to feel good. I feel like I've been doing that, and I feel like I don't think all too much about what I'm eating anymore, which is good, because then it's just kind of like I eat things I like, which are things that make me feel good, so I tend to be more healthy. 7, I wanted to prioritize learning, which I would argue that I've done, but also specifically in the video I mentioned through learning Spanish, like that's how I wanted to prioritize learning, and I have like lost basically all my Spanish. It's something that like in the future, in the far future, I see myself probably like trying to pick back up, but as of right now, I do feel like I'm prioritizing learning just in like the master's program and really trying to squeeze out every bit of the learning that I can from that, but I don't have too much extra mental energy to be learning things like on the side, like the Spanish. But I think back then me would be proud of me right now for prioritizing learning. I wanted to read 1 hour a week. My guess is that it averaged to that. I read 40 books in 2021, which was less. I think I read like 100 books in 2020, so it was less than that, but 40 was a good number. I have no complaints. It was good. I wanted to incorporate journaling into my daily routine. I haven't. I wanted to have the mindset of I'm excited for today because, and I think even if it wasn't necessarily purposeful, I think I have done that where I do feel excited for my days. And I think part of that kind of went into, and I've talked about this before, but I decided a few months ago that I don't need to be stressed in life. And I know that's a bold claim, but I just realized that I was so focused on everything that I was doing and making it be as perfect as it can, and just like felt like I needed to be pouring all of this like chaotic, stressful energy into all of of my things, and it kind of clicked to me where it's like I could just live my life and do the things, and it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. And somehow that little mental click for me, I feel like has helped me be more optimistic going into my days. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these things today. It's just kind of like, today's my day, and that makes it good, and that makes it exciting. This is number 11 if you've lost count. I wanted to make more small talk, and I think I've done this. I feel like when the opportunity arises, I try to small talk with people around me. I try to make people feel seen. I try to talk to others, and so I'll keep that up, but I like that. 12, be aware of how you're influenced by those around you. I feel like I don't need to talk about that too much. Like, I feel like, yeah, I think I've realized that. 13, I wanted to pick no social media days. I haven't done that. 14, I wanted to pursue a creative outlet, which then specifically for me was this YouTube channel. And as I mentioned, whenever I posted that 21 resolutions for 2021, I had 24 subscribers. And right now, I think last I checked, there were 717. So I have kept making videos. I haven't gone more than a week, I think, without posting a video since then. And I really do enjoy it. And so I'm glad that you're here for them, but well, check for pursuing creative outlet, and I'll continue to do so. We'll continue to see where this little YouTube journey goes. 15, break out of your comfort zone. I would argue that even just like the life changes I've gone through have kind of forced me to break out of my comfort zone. Like, I've started a few new jobs, I've made a few moves, yeah. Whether by choice or not, I have broken out of my comfort zone. I wanted to cook more often and branch out with it. I haven't. I wanted to make my default not be screen time. Like, I think so often whenever like I'm bored, I'll just be like, oh, what should I do? Pick up phone. And that's something that I probably could still improve on, was my intention, but I didn't really actively pursue it all too much. I wanted to practice silence. I listened to a podcast literally like all minutes of my day. So sorry, 2021 Anna, didn't do that. 19, I wanted to use rest purposefully and not as an avoidance tactic. I do think I've done that. 20, I wanted to track my spending and keep a budget. I did not necessarily keep a budget, but I did kind of track my spending or just be aware of that, because with my grad program, there's been some large tuition payments to make. And thankfully a few days ago, I made my last one. And so that feels really good and kind of liberating, you know, just a little bit. And then my 21st intention, of course, was romanticize my life. I still hope I can continue to do that. And I feel like I don't need to explain that one too much either, just because that's like everyone's goal a little bit. I feel like to some extent, just to see your life as special and see your life as, you know, a unique one worth living. I cannot explain to you how hot it is in here. I think they probably weren't planning on it being 75 degrees outside on January 1st, but I'm melting. If there are reports of a puddle, a mysterious puddle found on the floor in here, it's me.
First met, I was tongue-tied, stupefied. What was it that I said? Probably something foolish that didn't make much sense, but you remembered a year later when I saw you next. When I told you, then I need to hold you.
I just hit myself with the door. I pressed record right after it happened, so you didn't get to see, but that hurt. I like closed it into myself. But anyways, I'm having a problem that I just never pictured I would ever have. So as you know, like, I reviewed my 2021 intentions, whatever. I'd come up with 21 last year that I wanted to do. And then I was just sitting down and I was like trying to come up with my either like 2022 intentions or just like goals for 2022. And I can't come up with many. I'm gonna cover up my like bottom part. Oh, you can't even see it anyways. I have like 5 here and I'm stuck. So the 5 that I have, 1, graduate MSW. Hopefully that's a given. Like, hopefully it'll just happen since I'm already like, I'm in my last semester. I don't foresee anything happening to mess that up, but I still want to put it as a goal because, you know, then I can cross it off. I just had typed get a 4.0 spring semester and I just realized that I really don't care. That's not a goal of mine. If I graduate, I'm good. So graduate MSW. I want to travel 1 fun trip. I'm putting it very unspecific because that could be like a small little weekend trip to like the mountains in North Georgia, or maybe going somewhere further. That would be cool. I just don't know what that could look like for this upcoming year. So travel 1 fun trip. That's the goal. Get a social work job. Again, hopefully that's a given, but you know, I want to have it done and get monetized on YouTube, which is kind of close. And so subscribe if you're not. But just in 2022, I hope that happens. And that's it for my goals. This is coming from the girl who, like I said, used to do like every single month, come up with like like new goals and like new, I think I'm just chilling. I think I'm just kind of happy with where I'm at. And so I think I might be retired from New Year's resolutions. Who would have thought? It's a weird feeling. But like I like my life right now, and I feel like I have things I'm working towards, like I have mindsets I'm working towards, like I'm working to be active, I'm working to do well at the things I'm doing. Like all of these things aren't new as of today, like I've been doing them, so it's not like, oh, starting today I'm going to blank. I always hear people talk about like, oh, the reason I'm not making New Year's resolutions, and I never identified with that until now. I tried to like make a January one just like to see if any more inspiration would come, and really like I covered up the numbers so you can't see, but basically like I have a subscriber goal that I just think it'd be cool to hit. It's not gonna break my heart if I don't, but like it would be cool to hit. And then I have a like money in my bank account goal that I hope to hit, just because like I mentioned earlier, I keep saying that, like I mentioned earlier, citing 5 minutes ago in the video, I paid my tuition for grad school, which zeroed me out, and so I want to build back up that like emergency fund essentially, and before I like am doing any frivolous spending. So like I have a money in my bank account goal, and then right now I kind of like loosely have a workout split that I want to follow just to see if it works for me. And so like in my January goal I'm gonna say follow that, but also if it becomes January 8th and that's not working for me, like I'm gonna drop it without a second thought. Like it's not gonna affect my life that much. So I don't know who this girl is, because I used to be so, I don't know, goal oriented, and like New Year in 2014 my New Year's resolution was that I was not gonna eat chocolate the whole year. Why? Just to say that I could do it. Like it was like a mental power thing for me. I was like, I'm just gonna go the whole year without eating chocolate, and I did. And now this year, like there's nothing that I want to change. So there are my thoughts.
No more playing, wishing, waiting hours. Taking, baby.
Good morning. It took me this long to come up with my next goal that I'm putting on my 2022 goals. I also want to get licensed with my LMSW, so that's a goal for the new year. We're now up to 5. I did kind of make like a little vision board, and I think I'll just kind of continue on this throughout the year. Like I won't just finish it now, but on Pinterest, and I'll insert the images here when I talk about them, because it really is not that much. So the first one I put is a picture of me, a pin of myself, just because it's a graduation picture from last year that I really like, and that was one of my goals for this upcoming year, is to graduate again, obviously. So just put that of myself. I put this cute little picture of a cute little businesswoman, because my next goal, remember, is to get a job, and hopefully one that I like and one in the social work field. So I guess she's my little inspiration. I just think she's cute. Next, I put this picture, and this is kind of multi-purpose. This can kind of serve as my travel picture. I just think it looks cool, puts off good vibes. It also has some like books in it. The other one is that like I don't know where we'll move to within Atlanta, so this like maybe even could be I'm not living in a high-rise, just kidding. I can pretend. Remember when I said my bank account got zeroed out? I'm not living in a high-rise. So little travel picture. Oh gosh, Pinterest just crashed. Don't they know we got work to do? Okay, back to 2022 board. I put this little quote which says, when you focus on the good gets better. So that's just a little mindset, you know, going into the year. I put this little white YouTube icon to represent my goals for YouTube, to continue making videos and everything, and that's all I have. And so I figure for this like last little increment of the video, I'll just kind of talk about what I expect of 2022. It'll be interesting at the end of the year. I don't think I like the middle part today. I don't know what's happening up here. But then it'll be interesting at the end of the year to kind of look back and, I don't know, have my expectations documented, so then we can see like how things changed too. And so the things I expect to happen: January, February, March, April, a little bit of May will all be my like master's and school focused. So I'll be taking classes, I'll continue in my internship. I expect that to be pretty similar to the fall semester, except it'll be less of like needing to find a routine. So I think I hopefully will just hit my groove sooner. And then in May, I graduate. And that's exciting, because really at that point, I think it's like May 21st or something. At that point, the year could go anywhere, which is kind of wild a little bit, but I have some like inklings of where it may go. And so after I graduate, my goal is to have a job, hopefully one in place, and one that I'm excited for. And then I'll start working towards my license, which is my LMSW in the state of Georgia, as I mentioned. And then thing is, like after that, I really don't know too much what life will look like. In June, we'll have to move again because our lease will be up, and I don't think we'll be staying, actually I know we won't be staying in this apartment. So in June there'll be more moving, but it'll be staying within Atlanta. So I don't know where in Atlanta. We could be changing locations. It's just kind of up in the the air, but we will be moving again. And then I predict that, I don't know, I'll just get settled into a new routine with a 9 to 5. It's so hard to like picture going forward since I don't know what that 9 to 5 will look like, or even if it will be 9 to 5. I kind of feel a little bit like how when I was talking about how at the beginning of 2021, like that girl would have never guessed that I am where I am today. I kind of feel like that will be the same like at the end of 2022, that me right now will be like, whoa, I had no idea that was even an option. Hopefully, fingers crossed. As far as fitness goes, I plan to just continue doing what I'm doing, continue to push myself more and more each day. I hope to really settle into a routine, which I think I did do in the kind of beginning and end of 2021, but in the middle there was just some times where I was out of routine, and so it felt a lot harder to get to the gym, do those things. And so I heard talking outside the door and heard the door start to open and got terrified, as if I don't live with roommates. Like it was just Zach and Jason getting home, but that's why that clip just cut off so suddenly, is because I was preparing to be kidnapped, robbed, something, when it was literally my 2 roommates getting home. I cannot for the life of me remember what I was talking about though, which like train of thought I was on. So I guess just to wrap it up, because I was probably talking for too long anyways, I have high hopes going into 2022. I just don't know what those high hopes are going to look like. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what they're going to look like. I'm hopeful for the year. I'm hopeful for the future. I plan to continue with the same like mindsets and everything that I'm going with for this year. And I feel like it's a good place to be in, that like come January 1st, I didn't want to make some like crazy huge changes because I felt pretty satisfied with life. Like I'm really glad of that. And so I hope to maintain that as well, I guess too. But moral of the story, subscribe if you're not yet, so you can follow along into the 2022 with all the big changes that are going to happen, that who knows what they'll be, where I'll be. And ultimately, if I haven't said it enough yet, thank you for joining this little YouTube journey in 2021. I appreciate every single one of you. I have some big things coming for the channel coming up into the new year. I love when people say that. It makes me so excited. So like, I know my things, you don't know my things, you'll find out my things, but big things coming. And I hope that 2022 for you gives you lots of reasons to smile. The next videos that come on this channel will be ones about getting ready for the new semester, starting my first day of class, going back to my internship. So if you'd like to join along, I would love that. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time.